Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Andy Griffith, 1926 to 2012, was an American actor, comedian, singer, and television icon whose warm charm and unforced sincerity made him one of the most beloved figures in 20th century entertainment. Best known for The Andy Griffith Show and Matlock, Griffith built a career defined by decency, humor, and a deep connection to the rhythms of small-town American life. Early life. Andy Samuel Griffith was born on June 1, 1926, in Mount Airy, North Carolina, an ordinary, close-knit town that later served as clear inspiration for the fictional Mayberry. Raised in a humble home during the Great Depression, Griffith grew fascinated with storytelling and music. At first he considered becoming a preacher, but his love of performance led him to study music and drama at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Rise to fame. Griffith's earliest success came not from acting but from comedy monologues. In 1953, he recorded the now famous routine, What It Was Football, which humorously describes a football game from the perspective of someone who has never seen one before. The recording became a hit and showcased his gift for character-based humor. His stage career soon followed. Griffith starred in the 1955 Broadway play No Time for Sergeants, a role that earned him acclaim and introduced him to audiences nationwide. This led to his film debut in A Face in the Crowd, 1957, where he shocked critics with a dramatic turn as a manipulative drifter turned TV star. Though he excelled at drama, a different kind of role would define his career. The Andy Griffith Show, 1960 to 1968. In 1960, Griffith began playing Sheriff Andy Taylor, a calm, gentle, widowed father in a small southern town filled with quirky characters. The series, co-starring Don Knotts as the anxious deputy Barney Fife, became an instant classic. Viewers loved Mayberry's slow pace, moral lessons, and small-town values. Griffith served not only as lead actor but also as a creative anchor, shaping the show's tone with warmth and wisdom. Despite the show's success, Griffith eventually chose to step away while it was still popular, believing it was time to explore other opportunities. Later career, Matlock. In the 1980s, Griffith returned to television triumphantly with Matlock, a legal drama in which he played Ben Matlock, a sharp, folksy defense attorney known for his courtroom brilliance and slightly rumpled charm. The show introduced Griffith to an entirely new generation of viewers and reaffirmed his status as a TV legend. Music and personal life. Alongside acting, Griffith had a lifelong passion for music. A gifted guitarist and singer, he released several albums, ranging from gospel to bluegrass, and won a Grammy Award in 1997 for his album I Love to Tell the Story, 25 Timeless Hymns. Off-screen, Griffith valued privacy. He enjoyed life in coastal North Carolina, where he could fish, play music, and stay close to the communities he loved. Legacy. Andy Griffith passed away on July 3, 2012. At his home in Roanoke Island, North Carolina. His influence endures. Mayberry remains a cultural symbol of kindness and simplicity. His portrayal of decency, without irony, helped shape generations of television storytelling. Fans remember him not just as a performer, but as a comforting presence. To this day, reruns of The Andy Griffith Show and Matlock continue to resonate. Andy Griffith didn't just play characters people loved, he created worlds they wanted to return to. Continued success and versatility. After The Andy Griffith Show, Griffith deliberately stepped away from being typecast as the mild-mannered sheriff. He pursued television films, stage projects, and producing, eager to show that he was more than a symbol of small-town wholesomeness. Throughout the late 1960s and 1970s, he appeared in a variety of roles, some comedic, others darker and more complex. He starred in TV movies such as Go Ask Alice, 1973, drama based on the controversial book Winter Kill, 1974, a crime thriller that allowed Griffith to play a grittier lawman. Savages, 1974, where he portrayed a dangerous antagonist, surprising audiences familiar with his gentle Andy Taylor persona. These roles demonstrated that Griffith had remarkable range, though audiences continued to associate him most with warmth and moral clarity. Personal trials and resilience. Griffith's personal life was not without hardship. He faced struggles with health, including Guillain-Barré syndrome in 1983, a rare disorder that left him temporarily paralyzed from the knees down. The profound loss of his son, Andy Samuel Sam Griffith Jr., in 1996. Despite these setbacks, he remained determined, returning to work and often channeling personal experience into his performances. Friends and colleagues described him as stoic, introspective, and fiercely protective of his privacy, a stark contrast to the approachable characters he played. The return to icon status. Matlock in 1986. Griffith embraced a new role that would redefine his career for a second time, Ben Matlock, the crafty Atlanta defense attorney. The show blended drama with light humor, and Griffith infused the character with a mix of folksy charm and sharp intelligence. Matlock became a huge success and ran for 9 seasons across 2 networks. Seniors, families, and die-hard fans of The Andy Griffith Show formed a loyal viewership. Griffith was deeply involved behind the scenes, helping craft the character's personality and story direction. Music. A lifelong calling. Andy Griffith's connection to music was not a secondary talent, it was foundational. He was a skilled guitarist long before he became famous for acting. Music appeared throughout his career. On The Andy Griffith Show, where casual front porch guitar picking became a signature image. In his gospel and bluegrass recordings. In his Grammy-winning album I Love to Tell the Story, 25 Timeless Hymns, 1997. Bluegrass musicians and gospel artists often cited Griffith as someone who helped bring traditional Southern music to mainstream audiences. Awards and recognition. Andy Griffith received numerous honors throughout his career, including Presidential Medal of Freedom, 2005, the highest civilian honor in the U.S. Awarded by President George W. Bush. Grammy Award, 1997, Best Southern, Country, or Bluegrass Gospel Album. His work has also been commemorated in Mount Airy, North Carolina, where a statue of Andy and Opie stands as a tribute to The Andy Griffith Show. Philosophy and character. Despite fame, Griffith remained a grounded man who valued community over celebrity, authenticity over image, simplicity over extravagance. He once said that his role as Andy Taylor resonated with people because the character represented something they longed for, a world where problems could be solved with patience, kindness, and conversation. To millions, he was not just an actor, but a symbol of values that felt enduring and decent. Final years and passing. In his later years, Griffith spent most of his time at his coastal home on Roanoke Island, North Carolina, where he enjoyed the quiet life, boating, fishing, playing music, and staying close to friends and family. He passed away on July 3, 2012, at age 86, leaving behind a legacy that continues to comfort and inspire. Legacy. Andy Griffith gave television something irreplaceable. A moral compass without being preachy, small-town charm without sentimentality, humor rooted in humanity rather than jokes. Fans still refer to The Andy Griffith Show as a television comfort blanket, proof that Griffith didn't just entertain people. He helped shape their memories and ideals. Behind the scenes of The Andy Griffith Show, Andy and Don Knotts. A legendary friendship. The friendship between Andy Griffith and Don Knotts, Barney Fife, was real, deep, and lifelong. They met in the 1950s during No Time for Sergeants and clicked instantly. Knotts' nervous energy comedy perfectly complemented Griffith's steady calm. Behind the scenes, the original plan was for Andy to be the main comedic figure. But once Knotts' explosive performance as Barney appeared on screen, Andy made a conscious choice to step back and play the straight man so Knotts could shine. Griffith later said, "The show became funnier the less funny I was. Few leading actors would sacrifice punchlines for someone else, but he understood the magic of balance. And that humility shaped the tone of the entire show." The Mayberry atmosphere. The Andy Griffith Show was known for its relaxed pace and wholesome feel. Griffith insisted on those values behind the scenes as well. No yelling, no ego fights, no chaos or drama. Cast members routinely described the set as peaceful, unusual for Hollywood. Many felt the show worked because the environment mirrored the values it portrayed. Frances Bavier, Aunt B, however, was the exception. She was formal, private, and took her craft very seriously, sometimes leading to misunderstandings with the more casual cast. Before her death, she called Griffith to apologize. He accepted immediately, a testament to his capacity for grace. Andy Griffith as a producer and creative force. By the mid-1960s, Griffith was not just acting, he was in charge. He helped guide tone, story choices, character arcs, casting decisions. He rejected storylines that felt too snarky or cynical. Griffith believed Mayberry was a place where kindness and common sense solved problems. He understood that audiences weren't tuning in to escape to fantasy, but rather to escape back to something familiar. He once said, "We were trying to reflect America as we wished it to be." That vision guided everything. Life after Mayberry leaving The Andy Griffith Show in 1968 was emotionally difficult. He had a strong sense that if he didn't leave then, he never would. He later admitted that stepping away left him lonely, left him searching creatively, forced him to reinvent himself during the 1970s. He took darker roles to prove his range, such as antagonists and dramatic characters. His performance in the 1957 film A Face in the Crowd had shown that he could be menacing and intense, and critics often pointed to that film as his most powerful dramatic work. The Matlock era, a second cultural wave with Matlock, 1986 to 1995, Andy Griffith achieved something rare, a second, long-running iconic television character. Ben Matlock was sharp, funny, folksy, a little irritable, brilliant in the courtroom, some fun details. Griffith insisted on wearing comfortable shoes. The character's love of cheap suits and simple tastes came from Andy himself. He'd often rewrite dialogue to make it sound more natural. Just as he did on The Andy Griffith Show, he pushed for a lighter tone between the heavy legal scenes, adding humor and heart. Younger viewers who didn't grow up with Mayberry met him through Matlock, making him a two-generation icon. The music never left him even at the height of his acting career. Music stayed central to Andy's identity. He recorded gospel albums, played bluegrass guitar, sang hymns privately at home, collaborated with musicians like Ricky Skaggs and Marty Stewart. Griffith believed gospel music connected to his roots, the community, the church, and the values he grew up with. When his gospel album won a Grammy in 1997, he reportedly called it the most personal recognition of my life. Final years. Andy Griffith spent his final decades back close to where he started, North Carolina. He bought a home on Roanoke Island, where he enjoyed gardening, fishing, playing music, quiet living. He rarely returned to Hollywood unless he believed in a project. When he passed in 2012, he was buried within hours in a private family ceremony on his property. Griffith had planned it that way, Simple, peaceful, without spectacle. Enduring legacy. Andy Griffith stands as one of the few entertainers who embodied comfort television. His shows weren't just watched, they were felt. His legacy includes a body of work spanning 6 decades, a blueprint for gentle, values-based storytelling, a reminder that kindness can be powerful. Millions still revisit Mayberry and Matlock not for nostalgia, but for comfort. Andy Griffith didn't just create characters. He created home.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.